Hello, welcome. We're here today with a chat with Megan and Joanne, and we haven't done this for a while. You'll see it says Anna Seahawk on her screen. So you may know her as Anna Seahawk, you may know her as Joanne Humphreys. And it's the beginning of 2026. And so we're coming in the beginning of the year, having a chat. And although we always have ideas and themes, we never know where these are going to go. So, yeah, what was that thought that you just had that you were like, okay, I'd like to have this on,
Mm.
like recorded? What was it?
Yeah, well, we were talking about spirituality. Well, you actually said that. You're like, oh, it's so much it changes, so many changes in our lives from when we started this practice of Shivambu. And just even in the last year, it's a year ago now since I was last in Tivat, Montenegro, which is where I am right now. And this last trip here, we thought we were coming here to be here, to relocate to here. And when we got here, it's like we've changed so much in this last year. Just I didn't realize actually how much we had changed until we came back to this place that we hadn't been in a year. And so we really got to sort of I don't know, it's like that change was just became so obvious that this wasn't like the place for us to be. And so it's just, you know, the freedom to change your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And Shivambu really does that. It's a remarkable, how much actually has changed in this last year.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
just a completely different view.
and that is interesting. I mean, of course, with our technology, there's like pictures that pop up on my phone that say this was a year ago today, or this was, end of December, beginning of January last year. And I really do like if when I started really looking at everything that I'd done in 2025, I'm like, wow, there's a lot of shifts of identity, a lot of shifts of direction. And they only take place when we take action. We have to take action on things in order to change. That's how it works. And I'm very, well, yeah, even just with everything that's happened in the world seemingly just every day you wake up and go, what is happening? If you check any sort of website anywhere, you're like, what is going on? And Shivambu is a constant. But it's
Mm.
interesting that I can say it's a constant, but it's also part of the change because every time you engage with Shivambu, you're taking action.
Yeah, for sure. And it's interesting because we left some Shivambu here from our last day. So I was like, reunited. And that was also really interesting to be away from a part of you and then reunited back to a part
Mm,
of you.
hmm.
Um, and the adventure that we went on for that to happen it was really cool. And I yeah, it really made me aware of how much I don't want to say I missed that part of me, but I was just so thankful that part of me was already here waiting for me. I don't know how to
Hmm.
say that any other way,
Yeah.
but
Well, no, I find it a
yeah, really
grounding thing
interesting.
too. Yeah. There's like a pull.
Yeah.
If you have a stash somewhere, there's a pull to it. There's an awareness of where it is. Absolutely. Um, so I was traveling for 3 weeks and got back 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago. And my body dropped right into a Shivambu fast, Shivambu and water fast. And I was really glad because I've been so busy this past year and moving around so much that I barely fasted compared to other years where I really did a number of different types of cleanses or fasts. And if people are listening and going, oh no, they're going to ask me to do fast. This is really something that I think you have to be drawn to. Don't ever let anyone convince you that you need to do anything weird with your body. This has to come from you and feel like it's right for you. I will say though that one of the things that I learned from the tiny bit that I've dipped my toe into the waters of Ayurvedic medicine is just about like one of the things I was taught by somebody was CCF water, which is coriander, cumin, and fennel seeds in a hot water. And you can also just with plain hot water. You don't even need the seeds. But if you sip hot water roughly every 20 minutes throughout the day, you're going to put warm liquid in your body in a way that hydrates differently. And that some people find just doing that starts to work on their constipation, starts to work on their sense of clarity, starts to shift. There's a lightening. So even if you just change one thing, that is a cleanse. Even if you, because it's simplifying.
Yeah, I really like that you're talking about this right now because it's really, I think we always want to rush our bodies into something because we feel like we this like drive to purity, or I don't know what it is, but it's nothing that there's no stress. We
Yeah.
don't need to worry about it. We
Mhm.
need to panic. Like slow and steady is so much more gentle on the body than
Yeah.
rushing into you can't anyway.
No, the
Like
body will say
whatever.
no. It'll slow you right down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's all about just like allowing your body to purge what it needs to purge in its own time and just support it as you go along. And just having an awareness, like saying grace
Hmm.
before you put something in your mouth and just being aware, just giving your awareness to what's going into your body. I don't care if it's pizza and wine or what it is, but
Yeah.
just the awareness, not to feel guilty about it, like to give thanks, but to be aware of what it is and enjoy that moment. And you'll notice as you do that, you'll naturally gravitate towards nicer things
Yeah.
and slow your consumption down and slow, like just aware of how fast you're eating something if it's delicious, and not to slow yourself down even, but just to be aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
And yeah, little tiny changes like that are
They make the
really
difference there.
powerful.
Yeah, this is part of this idea of taking action. That is an
Yeah,
action. You take an action, it changes you. And then you might repeat it,
right,
you might not repeat it, but you learn something. And
right.
so I dropped into this little fast 2 days ago, and I ended up, it was Shivambu water and herbal tea. And I ended up going for 50 hours ish, 48, 50 hours. And I knew I wanted to do at least the 36 that I usually do, but I don't even know if I've done that like twice in the last 8 months, which is usually really easy for me, but it wasn't easy. So I didn't push it in the last 8 months. I didn't force myself to do that the way I normally would. And this one came in and it was exactly what I needed. And if I had nothing else to do with my life, maybe I would have kept going. But I have other things and commitments that I have. And so I was like, all right, that's that's good. Let's start with that. What an interesting way to start the Gregorian New Year. Because of course, there's lots
Yeah,
of New Years. This is not the only New Year that exists on the planet, but this particular one we talk about as a new year. So or at least like coming out of the solstice, right? Coming out of
Mhm.
that, like in the northern hemisphere, coming out of the winter
Right.
solstice, in the summer hemisphere, in the southern hemisphere, coming out of the summer solstice, and
Yeah,
that's marker, right? Either it's getting lighter or it's getting darker, but to fast at
right.
this time of year is a great thing. Solstices and
Hmm.
equinoxes are great times to fast. So it wasn't a super long thing. It wasn't complicated. I didn't plan it. I didn't have extra things. There were no herbs. There was no nothing. I did do some Shivambu, like sort of mini, like just larger than a basti, but smaller than a whole enema. Like not like trying to get a
Hmm.
liter or anything, but using Shivambu, fabulous. Like it all was just like, oh, this feels really good.
Yeah, hey, every time you lay down and give yourself the time to have that Basti or enema, as you say, it's always so, there's nothing as rewarding as having a bowel movement.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Like just, um, I don't know, guaranteed evacuation
Yep. Yeah.
results.
Yeah. And
Very little effort, and you just automatically feel lighter, and plasma is so energizing.
Yeah.
for that. I love it. It's my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I might put a definition instead of talking about Basti again, because I talk about it in so many videos. I might just put a definition of it in the box below. Um, so a reminder to myself to do that. And then people, if they don't know what it is, they can look it up or they can watch other videos and hear me talk about it a lot over there. But this is just, it's part of the whole enema area. And that just felt really good. But there was just also, yeah, also this, sense inside around like, what's been building up? What are the things that are heavy? What needs to go? Never mind traveling for 3 weeks, not being able to eat exactly what you want when you want because you're not in control of your schedule or who you're staying with or how things are going. And that, yeah, my body just needed a break. It's like, just stop, just stop. So that was connecting me a little bit to the fact that in like what we do is Shivambu or plasma. That we both use both words, but I tend more towards Shivambu and Joanne tends more towards plasma. But that's we're all talking about urine. That's
Yeah.
what
I oscillate in between. It's like Anna or Joanne.
yeah. Yeah. There's just different ways to do this. It's absolutely fine.
I'm like bipolar that way, depending on my mood.
Yeah. Well, and so like some of the stuff that we were talking about is words. Is what words do we use to
Mm.
describe things? And you had a really clear thing that you're like, I'm tired of doing this now. Do you want to talk about that?
I guess I could a little bit. It's just, I like Ayurveda a lot for the language it uses for the body. And you really you really embody it. When you read it, you can feel
Mm.
yourself there. And when so they don't talk about like proteins and vitamins and, you know, everything's more tangible and real and how it makes you feel and how are you feeling. And so I just, yeah, I've been shifting a lot to just more like grounded, um, embodied language.
So part of what's
Yeah.
interesting about this, because I was saying when Joanne brought that up, I'm like, on the one hand, I totally agree. I like trying to use different language for this, but also the research that I'm doing and that I've been publishing in little bits. And actually, I don't know if I have that link in my other videos, so I will also put that in this video. There's a link to the papers that I've been publishing on Shivambu as part of the urine therapy research initiative. And in there, I'm specifically using words like protein or vitamins because I'm trying to write for some of what I'm writing for is general usage, but some of it is specifically for the scientific or medical community so that those people will bother to read what I'm writing. And if I write in a very esoteric, here's what Shivambu's taught me kind of way, that's not going to do it at the moment. I'm
Right.
trying to bridge these worlds. And so
Yeah.
on the
Tricky.
one, yeah, but that's in my research. So in my research, I have to use those specific terms, the nomenclature, as they might say, like all the ways that you use terminology within an accepted field, so that we all agree on the terms, so we can have a discussion. Right?
Yeah.
Totally fine.
I get it.
Ayurveda is the same thing. Within Ayurvedic medicine, everyone agrees on the terms. We're going to talk about vata and pitta and kapha, and people have doshas, and then within the doshas, there's subdoshas, and this is how they
Yeah.
interact. And that makes everybody does that. We all pick a box and we all agree on the terms we're going to use so we can have a discussion that makes sense. Um, but one of the things that Shivambu really does is it muddies that. It's very hard, even within Ayurvedic worlds. If I talk to someone with Shivambu, they go straight to, oh, but Ayurveda says that Shivambu is a mala, and a mala is one of the I'm going to use now. I'm not going to say this right because this isn't my field of study, but I've talked about with people like it's not it's like feces are also a mala.
Mm.
So it's being grouped in an area that I would tend generally not to group it in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that it's like toxin is too small of a word. They're not saying that it's toxic because we know feces can also be used to diagnose. They can be used to
Yeah,
help
sure.
maintain health. You can do a transplant, right, of somebody who's
Mm-hmm.
healthy into someone who's not. So it's not that they're toxic in and of themselves. There's really good information there, but they're
Yeah.
things that are considered like we're using them.
Mm-hmm.
But that is
Yeah.
current Ayurvedic,
Yeah, I think
you
there's like
know.
what I'm sort of working on right now is like my own language actually, and how I feel, like how I've evolved, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Um, from pre Shivambu to what's coming through me now. So there's like lots of overlap in a way, and then I'm sort of finding my own way to describe how this all feels to me.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and that's why I love communities where people can commingle and the language spills back and forth, and people share what they find. And it doesn't necessarily mean like I can write about sodium chloride and you know how it's not really great for the body, but that doesn't mean I never touch this stuff, or I mean, I try not to, but it's just, it's not, there's no hard rules
Yeah.
in any of this. And it's not, to have like some superiority, like where I'm like a purist, like
Well, no.
like we're just all sharing what we're learning and what's going on in our bodies, and then yeah, so I love the diversity, and even in the language as we all find our way through it.
So one of the things people will often say is, I'm not getting enough of this, or I've been told I'm deficient in that, and will Shivambu help me? And that's one of those things where when you're talking about how do I feel in my body, like, do I feel like I have energy to
Hmm.
do what I want to do in the world? Well, then it doesn't matter if a test says that I have low iron, if I feel like I'm full of energy. And I mean,
Yeah.
it's not that we're saying like never ever get tested or try to work in a to balance things. But if you feel like you're full of energy and you get a test that says you're low in something and you should take something else, you can try taking it. Of course you can. This is part of the like this is part of every even with Shivambu, this is the whole thing. You can try it and you can see what happens.
Yeah,
If that thing doesn't fill you with energy that you were
then
told
maybe
to
it's not
take,
your thing.
maybe it's not your thing. Um, so like one of the biggest questions I get is about protein. So it's funny that you had brought that up. And I started getting that from my family years ago when I was doing this. They're like, but you're not because I was vegetarian slash vegan slash plant-based slash whatever you want to call it, but I was eating, very little that they understood that would give me protein. And they were concerned that I needed protein. And I wrote about this in your group recently where I said,
Hmm.
like, I had gone from I've never been a big meat eater, even as a child. Like it wasn't what I wanted, but I would eat it at other people's houses. If I wasn't buying it, I generally wouldn't buy it myself. And then, but so I never ate that. I wasn't as an adult, I really didn't eat that much, but I was still eating eggs, eating other things, thinking I need protein. And it went from
Hmm.
there to feeling then I'd read something where we need to have like I don't know how many grams of protein a day, but I was trying to follow some rule and I'm like, I don't need this. It just felt too much. It was too much. And how can I say what was too much? But I think most of this happened after I started doing Shivambu, where then I wasn't
Mm.
even thinking about it in those terms. I'm just like, I don't think I need this. And then 5 years, yeah, 5 years into doing Shivambu, my body one day went, you're not eating meat anymore. You're just not. And I went, oh, okay. I'm not doing that anymore.
Mm.
And for a little while, then I tried to find other things that had protein. But then then somehow it came to my awareness that maybe I needed less than 10 grams a day. So then I found a couple of things like chlorella and watermelon seeds were another one that just you needed to eat very little of it. And it had like, let's say 8 grams of protein or something. And I was like, great, I'm done for the day. I don't need to worry about it anymore. I've done the thing. And then months later, that fell away.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just stopped taking it. I still had the chlorella, but I stopped taking it.
Yeah.
And when I first started taking it, I was like, this is great. I could feel because chlorella has other things in it that are really
Sure.
energy providing and it's green and it's got all this, it's good stuff. But I didn't want, I feel like I forgot it was there.
Yeah. Wow, it's crazy how things just fall away on
Yeah.
their own, right? When your body feels nourished enough and you just aren't
Yeah.
grabbing. You
Yeah.
aren't reaching for that thing anymore.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
that's when
totally.
Darlene, who there's videos of me talking to Darlene and Darlene talking
Mhm.
as well with Joanne. And she tested me for my protein levels and I was dead center normal.
Mhm. I really
Normal.
wonder what that even is anymore, because when you
Yeah.
actually, like, dig into what protein is, it's like
Yeah.
all the other scientific experiments, like the ash left on the bottom of the petri dish, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, this is that's the protein,
Yeah.
the part that didn't get burnt up to and vaporized. So, and in a way, it was like liberating for me. I'm like, I'm not even worried about chasing down amounts of stuff
No.
anymore. I'm really just recently, the better my Shivambu tastes, the better I feel. That's
Hmm.
just been my what I keep going back to. Whenever my Shivambu isn't tasting great, I'm less vital. Like I
Yeah.
just don't have as good of energy, and I don't do as much. My body's not as flexible. And the more my Shivambu tastes good to me, the better I feel, the better my skin is, the better weight I'm at. And just so that's like my easy baseline now.
And so that's
And
exact.
so
Yeah.
I've had and with all the moving that we've been doing lately, my diet now is I'm like pretending I'm on the mountain top Himalayan village, of a
Mm.
very boring diet right now. A lot of like buckwheat and barley and a few spices, not much, and ghee and honey,
Hmm.
a little bit, and that's pretty much it. So odd pasta dish in there just to mix things up, but also very that's like more like this nostalgia comfort thing.
Mm.
Like I think a lot of the things we have going on in our bodies are really tied up with some kind of emotion.
Yes.
And I know that's the case for me when I'm having my pasta fetish. I'm like, wow, this is not, I'm not eating it thinking, oh, this is feeding something that needs like deficiency that I have in something. It's like feeding an emotional part of me,
Hmm.
which is fine too. It's all, everything is good. It's all good.
Yeah.
I don't beat myself up about it. And, um, I love, I love that feeling that it gives me.
Hmm.
And that's nourishment too. That's also nourishment on a different kind of level.
And so this
And
is
I
where,
really,
yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, just this is where, if we're talking about how do we use language differently to discuss how we feel,
Hmm.
then what is nourishment? What does nourishment feel like?
Hmm.
And it's like as you like, and I told you I did this over the holidays because I was traveling with family in different places, and so there were things I ate because it's as a memory. It's a thing we only make that time of year. It's a thing that
Yeah.
only my family makes. It's a thing,
Yeah.
whatever that is, and trying to stay present to it and go, what is this doing for me right
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, it's like feeding some kind of connection that you want to have.
Mm,
I mean, that's what most of the reason why we get together to eat is because we want to have that contact with those
yeah.
people. And food is just this thing in the middle.
Hmm. Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. But then when we point to, like, again, in Ayurveda, they'll say, like, are you, if you're eating sweet things, and like if you feel like you're craving too much sweet, like sugar, sort of that idea, like what are you really after that's sweet? Where do you need sweetness in your life?
Mhm.
Where can you
Yeah,
be sweet to yourself?
right.
Um, and then there's that difference too, where if you're like, I'm craving sugar, it's like, okay, well, can I eat an apple, or can I eat a date, or can I eat something that is sweet but isn't
Mhm.
going to, like, I'm not gonna feel like, well, feel my Shivambu
Without
will
going to
taste.
the chemical substance,
Yeah,
like the sucrose or whatever,
yeah,
like the refined white powder.
yeah. So then it's like,
Go to something more natural.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because, well, how does my Shivambu taste if I have refined white sugar? Whereas how does my Shivambu taste if I have honey?
Yeah,
Is there
and
a
just your
difference?
own energy. Like, now once you get yourself off these harsh chemicals like sodium chloride and white sugar, whatever its term is, um, and then when you have them back again, you really see the impact that that has on your body when you give yourself a rest from something like that and then put it back in. And Shivambu, especially, like being now over 3 years of having that in my life, and it's like having times where I've longer periods of time where I've been off all of that. It's like your sensitivity is returning more and more by the month at this point, and you just don't. You feel the impact on your body, and you're just like, wow, I actually don't like how this feels anymore.
Yeah.
So like you said before, you just don't even, your hand doesn't even reach out to grab it anymore, all on its own,
Hmm.
without you having to, there's no forcing anything. It just happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you forget it's in the cupboard.
Yeah.
And that was part of the thing that was hard to do before, is to
Yeah.
forget it was there. Um,
Yeah.
like one of the things that I really like is dark chocolate. Um, and there's different, like I like the dark, like
Me
95% I
too.
will enjoy. Um,
Yeah.
and there's a bar. I was just going through something today, and I was like, there was a bar of 85% dark sitting in the cupboard. I'm like, I didn't know this was here. And I haven't had a piece today, even though I found a huge bar of chocolate. Whereas years ago, it would have been like, oh, I first of all, I wouldn't have forgotten, and secondly, if I found it,
Yeah.
I would have immediately had a piece. And there's no condemnation. This isn't about condemnation. So I hope people are following what
Hmm.
we're saying. I can go and have a piece later. It's absolutely fine. That's not a problem. But it's the fact that that awareness has fallen away
Hmm.
of its
Yeah.
own accord. And that's
Yeah.
part of what Shivambu does. And that's also, like I said, it muddies the waters, but I mean that I'd like to try to find another metaphor that works with that nicely, because muddy the water makes it sound like it creates confusion, but I think it creates clarity.
Hmm. Yeah, it definitely brings clarity.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's the most magical journey I ever could have imagined, yeah, being on. It's really remarkable. And I remember when I first like settled into the knowledge of this like modality or practice or spiritual journey that I was embarking on. I remember like feeling so much freedom. Like it was super empowering moment for me. And then like at the same time, like almost right after that, I felt like this also, like the polarity of it, the separation that I knew um it would bring, like between people closest to me and, the inevitable um of that, like that
Mm.
would know, that you want to share this with, and they're not, just that. I think that's what you when you talk about muddying the waters, that's where that statement kind of brought me.
Mm. Is that there's an interesting dichotomy. Yeah, you feel so free with Shivambu because you feel less reliant on foods, things, people, location. There's that deeper sense of I can do whatever I need to do because I have this foundation. I
Mhm.
have this anchor, which is me. And
Yeah.
yet, yeah, so like one of the things over the holidays, being with different groups of people and different and family and stuff, even though I told everybody, this is these are the sorts of things that I'll eat. And if you're eating something that I don't eat, I'm happy to sit at the table and have a cup of tea and talk and be social and be there for the social moment, but I'm not going to
Mhm.
eat that, or I'm
Mm.
not going to eat then. Um,
Mhm.
and even though I prepped everyone and everyone said they were fine with it, there was a constant pressure to
Yeah, I can
do things,
imagine.
yeah, when everyone else was doing it. And it's not that anyone did it knowingly in that sense,
Mhm.
but it feels so abnormal to people who haven't gone down this route that they almost can't stop themselves
Yeah.
from doing that. Or if you say, like, I really don't, like for me at the moment, my body's just shifted. Like, I really don't eat after 4 p.m.,
Mhm.
5 at the outside edge.
Yeah.
But that's just something that I came to in the last 2 years. Like before that, it was different. It could have been 6,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah,
been
and the
pulling
freedom to
back.
change your mind
Yes.
whenever, you know what
Yes.
I mean? Like, you can break your own rules
Yes. And if if it
when you
changes
want
again,
to.
it'll change.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
at the couple of times that more than a couple of times on holidays where I was like, oh, damn it. All right. So I ate closer to 5 and it didn't feel good. And
Yeah.
this is part of the Shivambu talking as well. Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah.
And I actually there's this Ayurvedic quote, I just wanna read it because
Yeah.
it's so, like, really drives a nail into what we're saying here. What is directly experienced by the body as beneficial or harmful, this alone becomes the valid measure in the use of medicines.
Yeah.
What is directly experienced by the body as beneficial or harmful.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to decide that.
Yeah.
You don't decide that. Your body decides that for you. You're just listening.
Yeah.
You're just listening
Yeah. And so
to the
that's the,
message that it's giving you, and it's all medicine. The
yeah,
pizza is medicine. It's all medicine.
absolutely.
It's
Yeah.
just giving you a message.
Yeah. But that's why
Yeah.
it's hard to explain sometimes with the words that we currently have to say to
Mm.
people who are like, well, when I eat supper at 7 p.m., I feel fine. Like, that's great. I'm
Yeah.
glad you feel fine, but I don't anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting because then you'll, like, subject yourself to, endure something to, um, be a part of what they want you to be a part of.
Yeah.
That's the other option. Like,
Yeah.
when you cave in and then you do it, but it's not really for you, it's just for them.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get to lay in bed with your sore stomach that night and pay the price,
Yeah. But then
which
this
is
is,
which happens too.
yes, which happens. And yet on the other
It's
side, like
so
as you said, the
crazy.
freedom, like that other sense, that ultimate, that really big sense of freedom that just comes from this
Mhm.
practice.
Yeah. I didn't feel like, bound by food anymore. I was really liberated of that, And this whole idea of like starving to death or dying of thirst and all of that just
Yeah. Yeah.
went up in smoke. And I just felt so empowered by the ability of my own body. I
Mm.
mean, wow. Talk about liberation. So it's hard not to speak endlessly about it and want your closest, most loved people in your life to feel that liberation also.
Yeah.
So it's such an interesting space to be in.
Mm.
Yeah. Very
The
humbling.
yeah. Yeah. The oh, there's a snowplow going by. I was like, what's that sound? You probably can't hear it because it won't pick it up. There, that tells everybody what's going on here. Um, there was something that I was gonna bring up, and now I don't remember what it was, but um the kind of conversations that I get into over and over again are either very much on the if I do Shivambu, will this happen? So if I pull this lever, will this happen? If I do A, will B happen?
Mm,
And a big thing is just changing that mindset first into Shivambu is not about if I do A,
yeah.
will B happen. Um, and then the other
Yeah.
thing is the people who,
If you do a whole new alphabet will show up.
yes, yes. And
Who knows?
I can't tell you what's going to happen in your body. I can't. I don't know. I have no idea. Because even like with Joanne and I, and we've been doing it for different lengths of time and under different circumstances, but there's stuff that she's done and she's like, well, this happens. I'm like, I've never had that happen. So
Mm,
this is part of it. It's like there is no one experience.
yeah.
Um,
I think the best way is I mean and I also there's something about like just being super gentle with your body
yeah,
in this practice. Super gentle and not needing to feel like you need to rush anything. Like life's moving fast enough. We don't need to pump on the accelerator.
no. Here's a
And
question.
just have fun with it.
Have,
Even just
yeah,
looking at it is already like therapeutic. But you were saying before, like changing your mindset, you're already doing something.
yeah. And like one of the
Changing
people,
just how you look at your Shivambu
yeah,
and all the things that come out of your body. Just starting with that.
one of the people in my community, because I run a membership community, recently said that she was experimenting with dry fasting. And I do not teach dry fasting. It's not. I know of it. I've done it. Whatever. But it's not something I teach. But she came in and said she was
Mm,
experimenting with it. And what part of where the discussion then went was that without her Shivambu practice, she would not have gotten to practicing with dry fasting and the whole idea of breatharianism
mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
the Shivambu, to go back to that, what you said about the sense of freedom, the Shivambu changed her entire concept of what was possible, that the
Right.
body could be self sustaining.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a big realization for me. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, this is how they're doing it. Breatharianism is real. This is like, one of the ways to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a really cool
Really cool.
discussion because the other people in the discussion that
Yeah.
day hadn't tried it, didn't know that much about it. But it was this what we came back to wasn't should you try to be breatharian or not? That wasn't the point. It was
Mm-hmm.
changing the mindset around Shivambu itself. You said, like
Mm-hmm.
opens up a whole new alphabet. It opens up a whole new universe. It changes the stories.
Yeah.
So many of them, not just one or two. It changes a whole bunch of ways we think about ourselves, our bodies, the universe, the world, the earth, what's like all of that.
Yeah.
If we were using
Yeah.
urine the way that people do for gardening. If we were using human urine and collecting it instead of discarding it, if we were using it for its,
Oh, it's crazy when you go down that rabbit hole. Yeah. The whole fertilizer issue disappears.
yeah.
Hmm.
And
And
also,
there's so many costs of things.
yeah.
I haven't bought detergent of any kind, never, for the laundry, for my kitchen washing, for my body in years now. Like I was doing fermented stuff before, so it's been like fermented pineapple and or like basically washing with pineapple vinegar and orange vinegar prior to Shivambu. But then once I got in and I did humanure for a year, so I had experience with that. And that was, I actually miss that.
Mm,
It's so crazy for me still to poop into a toilet. I'm just like, what? Because I know how easy it is to convert that into something really beautiful and extraordinary. But yeah, and then the whole fertilizer part of it too. We save everything, and then when we leave a place, if we're not able to store it somewhere, we'll go and fertilize the village where we're staying with it, and that's also a really cool thing, like to feel part of yourself giving something back to where you've been.
mhm.
Um, yeah, but I haven't flushed. Like, I haven't put detergent down a drain in so long now. I can't even imagine, like, how many bottles of plastic bottles of soap that would have added up to over the last over 10 years now. But,
Mhm.
um, yeah, 3 years of Shivambu. So, like, really more intensely fertilizing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool, like, when you shift like that.
Yeah. The potential, the huge, huge potential that's there.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're almost 4 years now, actually. Jeez.
Yeah. I was
Wow,
gonna say
just
like
rocketed by.
three
This
three
last year
sounded
just went disappeared.
three sounded too little
Oh
to
my
me. I'm like, we've
god.
been talking about this for a while now. Is it really only 3 years that you've been doing this?
Our 8 we spent 8 months in Canada this past summer,
Mm,
and that chunk of time, like, just I don't know what happened there. It just disappeared. Like, it
mm,
was just gone. Like, whew,
yeah.
I can't believe it.
Mm,
Yeah, okay, 4 years.
there we go.
Jeez.
Yeah, because I'm coming up on 13.
Wow, hey?
Yeah. It was end of January, beginning of February. So this is right about when I come to the 13-year mark.
Wow, congrats, man.
Yeah.
Woman.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is things are still happening. So like for the longest time my hair didn't change at all, and now I've got little bits of like white going through it, and a part of me, because I do this practice,
Silver, let's call them silver.
um that part of me is like, but I do all the Shivambu, my hair shouldn't turn white, right? But then I'm like,
Yeah, my hair is, like, really going white this last year. I'm like, "Wow, so much for that."
yeah.
But it it's not like that. It's
No,
not like that.
it's not like that. And it's,
Yeah.
for me, mine stayed dark for a very like longer than everybody else around me, and it's still
Mm.
like, it's not like that's still got color, but it's, there's this is again is like this conditioning that says if something happens to your hair color, that's bad. It's like,
Yeah.
well, maybe my body's working on
So
something
be
else
it.
right now, you know. And then I
Yeah.
have like one of the people who's worked with me for like 5 years. Um, he's 68, and he was completely
Mhm.
consistent in putting aged Shivambu on his head every day. And
Mm.
like 60% of his white hair went away,
Oh, wow, cool.
and he darkened right up.
Yeah, I don't do that. I don't put aged on my hair every day. Like, maybe if I'd have been more, well, anyway, I'm not worried about it.
No, and I'm
That
not worried about it
that's
either.
cool
But
when
yeah,
people have those kind of experiences.
but
Yeah.
this is what I mean by like one of the people
Yeah.
who works with me has this hair so dark that somebody saw him recently and said, "Why is he dyeing his hair?" And I
What's
said,
going on?
"He's
Yeah.
not dyeing his hair."
He's not.
But that was the only explanation they could think of was he's dyeing his hair. I'm like,
Mm,
nope, nope, that's not what's going on.
yeah.
I know because he tells me what he's doing, and it's the Shivambu.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm not doing that every
I
day
can't really
either.
compare my situation to my family because all of my family, all the women in my family, like color their
Mm,
hair. So many people color their hair. Wow. So yeah, I'm glad I quit doing that like way before I got onto Shivambu.
yeah.
I quit coloring my hair. I did when I was like in my late teens and early 20s, but it was more for fun. And then I stopped before I really started to get to
Hmm.
before I didn't really have too much gray hair when I stopped. There was a few strands. So it's been kind of cool to see it just evolve.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. For me
yeah.
too. I haven't had anything in it, so I've just been able to see it do it what it's doing month by month, year by year.
Yeah.
Um, and if I had to say, like the last
And
7 years have been the most stressful of my life. So is it stress?
oh God. Yeah. Thanks for saying that because I'm right there with you. This last few years has been like yeah, some of the most stressful times in my life. And one of the things I have noticed is I've had a lot of hair loss, like a
Mm.
ton of shedding. And there's so much of my hair is like short, like
Because it's growing back in.
shorter than yeah, it's growing back in. So like it's been interesting because it always has felt like thick, like at the root, but
Mm.
yeah, a lot of shedding. I can't even imagine like the amount of stress this last few years has been like I can't
Collectively.
imagine where I would
Mm.
yeah, and just in my own
Mm.
world and just yeah, and collectively like I'm so grateful. That's another thing. Shivambu has brought me like so much more emotional stability and grounded and just I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm not drinking it. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
so obvious that it's good that
See,
on a
yeah.
really deep level
Yeah.
I just amazing.
Yeah. And that is something like you were saying about saying grace, saying a prayer before a meal, saying a
Mm,
mantra before a meal, chanting, whatever it is. Like this, it's
yeah.
like that with Shivambu, you start to feel like, why am I not thanking this every time I engage with it? Why am I not? Like, there's so much gratitude for what it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually the other one of the other things that I've changed recently, and it's funny when I think about when I was taking it before, ghee. Ghee has been sort of this like the most recent kind of aha moment for my body.
Hmm.
Now on my super almost nothing diet. And the ghee has like been this huge anchor for me in my body. Just it feels like I finally found my minimalist diet, you know, that when I eat it, I feel good and I feel so nourished by what I'm putting in my body and knowing that you just feel how little of it you need and saying grace before you consume that. It's not just it's like really thinking about the quantity of what it is you're putting in your body and um the time I spent in Laos and just living that close, like living on the farm and like how much do we actually need, like what
Yeah.
to be here, to exist here, and not just like get by, like to really like live your life fully, full of energy, and like leaving your body at the end of a meal like still able to do something, not lethargic and waiting for your body to digest it all so that you have the energy to go do something. Like
Yeah.
getting up from the table when you're still energized. And yeah, just changed my whole perspective this last year on uh, quantities, and thinking of the animal,
Mhm.
really giving my reverence to the cow. And you know like how much karma, just how much are you drawing from the planet, to the Gaia,
Mhm.
to nourish yourself. That's like been my new kind of, yeah, it's just all sort of bubbling down to that right now.
Yeah.
And it's not minimalist to be minimal. It's just like
I don't need very much right now.
the harmony, like
Yeah.
feeling like you can exist in a harmonious way with your environment.
Mhm. I've probably said
And
that you,
the bees with the
yeah,
honey, like how much are you taking, and how much are they keeping, and
yeah,
like how much do you need to be satisfied, and not just satisfied, but like mm, enlivened, so that you're coexisting with them and not draining them.
yeah. The one thing I'll throw in here, just because you're reminding me, and I may have told you this before, but um, Dr. Gerald Pollack's work on fourth phase of water, the
Mm,
H₃O₂, and that inside our body, there's this interstitial water, which is a plasma state of water. And he's done so much work on it. He's written books on it. It's been proved now it exists. This is what's in our bodies. But it's because it has a charge, it has a negative charge, which gives electrons, which gives energy. And there's lots of things that we can do to increase or replenish this fourth phase water in our body every day, because our body makes it anyway.
hmm
And whenever we expose ourselves to infrared light, we make more of it. So being in the sun,
mm,
the infrared light therapy that everyone's trying to do, like that is part of it, but also heat from hands. Like
mm.
if you massage someone else, or if you even work on yourself on some level, you're getting infrared heat from
Oh,
hands.
cool.
And it's also pressure. So pressure and infrared heat will together also create more of this fourth phase of water. And it turns out that ghee increases the fourth phase of water. And
Wow.
so does turmeric and holy basil or tulsi.
hmm
So all these things that, for example, in Indian culture and Ayurvedic medicine, they were saying these are like the top of the top. Well, guess what they
The
are?
holy grails, yeah.
And
Yeah, they
among other things, they create more negative charge in the body.
that's cool.
And all of
Yeah,
the
I've
benefits, when we list, like that, they list all the benefits of fourth phase water, and it's everything that people who do Shivambu say Shivambu does. So, of course, why would Shivambu, as filtered, structured water from your body, why wouldn't it be fourth phase water?
right. Oh, that's really cool. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really feel it this last little while with the ghee. And it's funny when you come back to these things, and I was saying to Olivier, like, remember when we were eating ghee like way before Shivambu, and I'm like that, and how good we felt then. And even though we were on that terrible diet, like we were doing a lot of things bad, quote unquote,
Yeah.
back then where we were living. We were in Georgetown, Penang Island, and
Mm.
the street food there is like, world renowned, and we definitely indulged. But we were also at that time eating a lot of ghee, like in our home, in the cooking at home.
Mm.
And I was like, that's what was saving us.
So when you're using ghee now, how are you using it?
I'm using it in my porridge. I do
Mm.
a buckwheat porridge in the morning, and we have our ghee in that. And then sometime, like, then I'll take my leftover buckwheat porridge and mix it with buckwheat flour and clear Shivambu and make like a batter and do like a pancake, like a flatbread. And I actually recently did that in the oven too, like a flatbread in the oven, like a pizza dough kind of
Hmm.
flatbread sort of style thing. And then I'll put ghee and honey on top of that for my
Okay.
like other meal. And yeah, and if I have pasta, I'll cook the noodles and then I'll put ghee on the noodles. So, not a lot, but well, okay, it might be a lot for some people, but it's my staple. It's like it feels like the staple vitality giver.
Hmm.
Um, and we're doing a lot of walking right now. It's like about a half-hour walk to get to the village to even buy stuff. So that's the other thing. It's like, how much are you going to haul home? So I'm like off vegetables now even. It's crazy. Like if I
Yeah.
have a vegetable, it's like some tomatoes.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. I'm in a very simple phase of what I want. Like I came back after all that stuff over the holidays, and really it was like today I ended up eating some gluten-free bread and some tomato, um, and some locally produced things like a little bit of jam that somebody made locally, and
Mm,
like it's very simple. It's not in that sense. It's not very
yeah.
much of anything, and that was
Yeah.
exactly. I didn't want anything out of
Yeah.
the ordinary.
All of this is other great like
Mm.
yeah, food and medicine are validated by lived effect, registered through taste, comfort, strength, clarity, relief, and sustained function, and confirmed by repetition and experience, not by abstract decomposition.
Mm. Where's that
Yeah,
one
I
from?
really like this is all out of the Ayurvedic texts.
Mm. Yeah, so the lived experience, what we've come back to over and over again in our little chat today has been what is your lived experience with everything? And then with Shivambu. And if you're going to engage with Shivambu, then that's part of how you're understanding it, experience. It's your experience of it. What does it bring? How does it enliven? How's their
Mhm.
vitality? How is their strength? What is going on? Clarity of mind,
Yeah.
what's coming in.
Yeah, the ghee has really sort of driven that home for me this last month,
Mhm.
actually. Just feeling super clear. And I think part of that too is just like the simplicity of the diet, or if you want to call it that. um, yeah, the simplicity of it. So it feels easy. It's like um, it's kind of like that feeling again over again that I had when I first came into Shivambu of this, like I wasn't worried about like starving to death or dying of thirst or these things anymore. And now it's like even grounding deeper into the things that um, the diet being so simple
Mm.
and being okay with that, like letting go of the vegetables and letting go of the meat, like in like meat, the heavy meat part, and just all of that, and
Yeah.
the ghee.
And so,
Yeah,
yeah,
Amarita is Shivambu
and
and ghee
Amrita, yeah,
and ghee.
and yeah, one of the other people in my community has a background or a family, I should say ancestry from India, but doesn't live there anymore, but uses ghee on her kids a lot for all
Hmm.
sorts of things. But she does a full body rub with Shivambu and a full body rub with ghee.
Oh, cool. That's supposed to be super powerful.
Yeah, and
There's
she
like a
loves
way
that.
that they prepare the ghee. They call it 100. they say like you wash it 100 times, you add water, and then you like kind of stir it, but it's a special way that they do it, and
Mm.
then it turns into like this cream, and they put it on their skin.
Yeah.
It's supposed
So,
to be amazing. Haven't done that yet, but
yeah.
yeah.
So it's part of what I hope our discussion today brings forward for people is this sense of simplicity, be gentle,
Mm.
find the
Mhm.
thing that works. It doesn't have to work forever. It can
Yeah.
change. You can
Yeah.
be in a different phase where it's working or something
Yeah.
else works.
And both our communities
Yeah.
that we sort of
Yeah.
run, I love how it's not a it's very diverse. You know, I there's meat eaters, there's people that still love salt. I don't, it doesn't bother me, and
No.
I'm so grateful for all of the diversity that's there. And it's not, I'm so not about shaming and yeah, there's a lot of that out there right now, of, you know, uh, having to eat this way of eating is the best way, and I'm really all
What?
about what you feel is right for you.
Yeah.
And if that means eating meat, and I don't even care, whatever it is, it's your body
Yeah. Do it.
and you're in charge.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody had a comment on one of my videos this week saying that the thing that has saved them has been some form of carnivore diet plus something else. And now they've
Mm,
added Shivambu, and the Shivambu is just amazing. And they're so thrilled with the Shivambu,
mm.
and they're eating a lot of meat. And I'm like, great, good. Thank you for sharing. That's excellent. I mean, even just between us, like if I eat porridge every day, if I eat porridge of any kind, my gut shuts down. It
Yeah.
goes
Yeah.
stagnant. And
So
so I like porridge, but I've never had an
when
experience
you say
where I would eat it.
porridge, though, I automatically think of oats, and I definitely couldn't do that.
Right.
Like
So there's,
the
yeah.
buckwheat is like a different beast.
So yeah, I've
Um,
tried millet
mm,
porridge, I've tried buckwheat porridge, I've tried the oat porridge. And yes, I have not tried it every single day, and I haven't had you prepare it for me. So maybe if you were preparing it for me, I'd be fine. But in general,
Shivambu porridge.
yeah, Shivambu porridge. Um, but it definitely is a thing where it's like grains for me, gluten free or
Hmm.
not gluten free, generally shut me down.
Right. Yeah.
Right. But I listen to what you're describing. I'm like, this is great. It sounds wonderful. And this is part of, just so that again, people who are watching or listening, it's like it's not about what Joanne does. It's not about what I do. It's about our
Right.
examples are supposed to just point you back to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what is your
And I'll
journey going to
say
be like?
my porridge is a quite like a watery porridge. It's
Mm,
not like a thick,
okay.
they call it vilepi
Okay.
in Ayurvedic texts,
Hmm.
vilepi. And yeah, it's more like a buckwheat soup,
Hmm.
if you will.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm intrigued. It
So,
sounds good.
yeah. Anyway, yeah, I
Yeah.
have added a little bit of millet too.
Okay.
Buckwheat, millet, and a little bit of rice. Not a lot of rice.
Hmm. Yeah.
I just really go by how my plasma tastes,
Hmm.
the Shivambu. Because if that's not going to taste good, then I probably don't want to eat it.
Right. Yep.
So it's been my, yeah, kind of guide.
Yeah.
And then when I'm eating, like when I, go off the rails, and we were in town in Tivat, and we went out, we're like, okay, let's do it. Let's go have pizza. And we ordered a bottle of wine, even hadn't done that in like a year. Literally, the last time I drank wine was here. It's funny. And then we had wine again. And I was like, oh, okay. I was missing it. I was missing how my plasma tasted, like almost instantly. I was like, okay, there's no way. There's no way this is happening again tomorrow night. Like,
Yep.
no.
pull it back.
Yeah, it's
One thing,
really interesting. Not even having to try, I was just like, wow, this is, and it really showed me too, like how the introduction into this, when you begin this journey, or if you have the, if you want to experiment on this, is to really give your body the opportunity to give yourself the a good start, you
mhm.
know, and to just eat clean before you're going to try it. Otherwise, you may be turned off like right away. Because that was also a good indicator. I'm like, gosh, I would go out and have. I mean, I used to eat pizza and drink wine and eat like those kinds of foods regularly, and I can't even imagine my first introduction to plasma had it have been when I was in eating like that. I think I would have just, it would have been too much.
And yet, the other thing that I come back to a lot for people is to say the first plasma you drink will not be the nicest,
Oh gosh, hey?
right?
No.
So, like, don't expect that. Don't expect it. You can make it as nice as you can.
Yeah, that's true. It's really true.
You
Yeah.
know, if you have asked a few questions, then you've probably heard like if you want to eat a bunch of fruit the day before and nothing else, like in the last part of the day, and then overnight the next morning have like herbal tea or especially pineapple
Yeah.
and I can't think of it. Long orange little seed papaya.
Mm,
Papaya and pineapple will totally make gorgeous shivambu the next day or a few hours later. But
yeah.
it,
Yeah, that's true. You don't need to, and in all honesty, when we started, I we didn't wait for a good sample. We just started.
yeah.
And I mean our diets were, we'd already gone to vegetarian by then, but mostly, but yeah, wow, it's a far cry from what it used to be.
And yet then I have this
And
example of
it's
this
amazing
person.
how
Yeah,
quickly the body responds, like
that's the thing
to the
too.
food.
As soon well to food and to the shivambu. As soon as you start drinking shivambu, you're going to get
Yeah.
better shivambu. It will be nicer
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
as soon as you start
Yeah.
putting it in. But then this person who commented on one of my videos who said they were, really eating a carnivore diet and drinking their shivambu and loving it. So
Yeah.
great. But this is the thing. I don't know what theirs tastes like, and it's not a. If they're happy with it, then we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely. That's all
interesting.
that matters.
Yeah, yeah, it's all that matters.
Everybody's got a different palate for different things, right? And the last, oh gosh, 2 years ago now, when I was back in Canada for Christmas and I was staying on Vancouver Island and eating a lot, I ate meat while I was there. And it was like uh, wild game. And I actually really liked I was surprised by how my plasma tasted to me then. And
Mm,
that's also another cool thing, I feel like we're just like decanting the finest wine every every time, it's like
yeah,
it's really cool, that feedback that it gives you. Really super interesting.
yeah.
I love
Um,
it.
One thing I wanted to mention before we wrap this up, because we could
Mm.
we can always keep talking.
Oh my God,
Um,
hey?
yeah. So Joanne mentioned a group that she runs. It's on Telegram. Um, you can get
If they
if you
go
want.
to my annaseahawk.com, they'll see
Okay.
the Mother Spirit community Telegram. I think there's a link there.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Okay.
they can reach out to me and
Yeah, or it's
yeah.
just annaseahawk.com. And that is a great group. It's called Mother Spirit. So it's not just about Shivambu, but there are certain threads within it that are Shivambu specific, if that's where your interest lies. A lot of great
Mhm.
discussion, a lot of great sharing, resources. And it's just a nice place to land if you're starting with this and or you're more experienced, but you just want to have the opportunity to read what other people are experiencing and
Mhm.
not feel so alone in it. Um, I'm not currently running a Telegram channel. I do have a membership, which is a year at a time for people. And I run that through a portal. and that includes specific live calls every month, and other resources and different things that we get into over there. So there, yeah, we both run things depending on what you're interested in, where you're at in your journey. I'll say too, Joanne also has free calls, and Olivier, her partner, they offer all sorts of opportunities to connect live and through the chat group.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you
Thanks,
want
Megan.
to add before we?
Yeah, we actually have a mother-spirit.com if people want to go
Okay,
directly. We have a website for that now. That's
great.
new.
Yeah.
And so they can just go direct, but yeah.
Okay.
And I'm so grateful for you, Megan, and I'm in your group too. We cross-pollinate. I love
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's actually really important to me. I love these different perspectives from these communities that are really held in like a sacred kind of energy, and monitored. It's not just a free for all in there.
Yeah.
So it's very civil and clean, and we both keep our communities healthy. And I really appreciate that
Yeah.
about your space.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah. No, and same thing. I appreciate that you and Olivier are there and you're doing something that I can recommend to people and feel really confident that they're going to enjoy that space. And I appreciate having these
Mhm.
talks with you. I'm so glad that we got to do this again.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
straddling time zones, as you can see. I'm still in the daylight and she's in the darkness.
I'm by candlelight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks
So
so much.
thanks everyone who watched and showed up, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.